Good morning, everyone. Been grinding at it here for a bit. Thought I'd say good morning. Have passed the junction for the long trail and the AT. So long trail. Now it's just you and me, AT. Just us together. About 40 miles right now from the New Hampshire Vermont line. Good portion of that will be done today, and tomorrow we'll be crossing into a new state. A little partly cloudy and partly sunny. Been mostly cloudy, but the sun is peeking through. Like I said, I've been going for a minute. I think right now it's like 6:20 or something like that. So it tends to be a little cloudier first thing in the mornings, I've noticed up north here, at least this year. So I think that will give way to more sun later on. I don't know. But big day of elevation today, even though I don't think I summited any mountains. So we'll see how the day goes. It's going to be a great day of conquering, because moving closer and closer, further and further up north, towards New Hampshire, towards Maine, towards Mama Kay. Let's get it done. I went down there. Looks like a kind of pond or something. That might be Kent Pond. I don't know. I think I get better views of it here later on. I think this wraps all the way around it. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Nice view of Kent Pond here. Little island way out there. Mountains in the distance, those ominous clouds. It's beautiful. Might open up a little bit more over here too. We'll see as we travel on. A view from, I guess it's the north end of the pond. Wow, it's so beautiful with the ominous clouds and the nice calm mirror-like water. Beautiful. So a couple things that I wanted to mention here. that I might not have made clear. Yesterday I mentioned that I need a new tip on one of my trekking poles, and didn't really explain that any more than that. But it broke off completely. Actually, I could show it to you right here. See, that's what it's supposed to look like. Even though that tip is completely worn down, this doesn't have anything on it anymore. It broke off soon after I came into Vermont, before I got off with Lyme. I think I just felt a sprinkle. Anyway, so I got a hold of Alps Mountaineering, who these poles are from. I guess they don't make these anymore, but maybe they do, because they still have them there. You just can't order them anywhere, or online. You have to actually talk to them. So I talked to customer service, and they didn't really have just a tip. And even if so, they said that's pretty hard for that just to come off and put a new one on. So I said, since you're on trail, what we're going to do is just send you the lower part. So the telescoping part, which will have the tip and that whole bottom part. So I'll just replace that. And that's going to be at the Notch Hostel in New Hampshire waiting for me. It's already been shipped and waiting there. So be glad to have that. Have two tips, one better than the other. The other thing I wanted to mention, some people have asked me about the Smokies. Said, you know, that was my plan or whatever before coming back to Vermont. I only have 30 miles there. It's a one-day hike. So I'm just going to say this. You'll see it on here when you see it, okay? I'll just leave it there. Everybody keeps asking me about that. I will be finishing that 30 miles of the Smokies. Maybe I already have. Maybe I'm just waiting to put the video out at a certain time. So be patient, my friends. You'll see it when you see it. No need to ask anymore. Even though I know people still will, because not everybody sees every video, so they won't see me explaining this. I just want it to be at a certain time on the video releases as they come out. So just be patient. You'll see it. Thirdly, there's a lot of freaking mosquitoes out here biting me and sucking my blood. I don't think I've lost this much blood since I got my tooth pulled about a week or two ago. I need my blood. It helps me not be so dizzy. Look at that beautiful rock. It's very, very pretty. All right, let's get this going. Not that we're already not going. Not that we're not already. Not that we're not going now. That's what I meant to say, I think. But I digress. Let's get going even more. We have new states to get to. Would it be funny if I got a burr today, end up walking all the way to New Hampshire? I don't see that happening, but you never know about me. I might just not feel like stopping. Especially if these mosquitoes keep biting me. They're going to make me just run down the trail to get away from them. It's going to be a great day. Very cloudy right now. Actually looks rainy. Not supposed to be any rain today, so I don't know. Maybe it's just going to be a really cloudy, dark day, which I don't mind. Nice and cool. Gives a nice atmosphere for being in the deep, dark forest. Thunder Falls. Probably a lot more water, usually. It's been pretty dry. This was probably insane last year with the flooding. Still beautiful though. Right below Thunder Falls, you have this boardwalk that's been put in that crosses over the Otakechi or Otakechi, maybe. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but one of those is similar. About a 900 foot, I think it said, boardwalk that was put in to cross over that river, handicap accessible. It's always cool when you see things like this, so people that are in wheelchairs, you know, could get out here and enjoy nature and the beauty and everything. It's cloudy, but it looks like it's clearing up over there. Those dark clouds would look pretty cool this morning, that's for sure. Nice views of some of the hills and mountains in the distance. Gorgeous. Just climbed 1,200 feet in a short distance, probably about a mile to a mile and a half. I don't know for sure, but it was relentless. Just kept going up and up and up and up. All for nothing. No summit, no mountain. I don't think there's any summits today, but there's a lot of elevation, which means there's going to be a lot of those ups and downs like that. It's only like 6,000 feet. I mean, say only. It's about 6,000 or 6,500 over 30 miles. It's about 200 feet a mile, but they don't come each mile. Now I'm descending a little bit. I kind of in a flat area, but descending slowly. I mean, if it knocks out 1,200 and, you know, I'd already done about 800, so I'm close to 2,000 now. If it knocks out 2,000 at a time, I only have 2 more of those. Oh, boy. I don't think that's what it's going to be, but oh, my goodness, that was relentless. And the sun came out, so it got really warm. And the wind was being blocked by the trees, so, whew, wore me out. I do not like climbing straight up like that unless there's a reward, unless I'm going to stand on top of a summit. I'm just going to be honest about that. I like the cardio, don't get me wrong. I love to climb, but climbing straight up just for nothing, I'm not a big fan of that. Could this be the day of the PUDS? Pointless ups and downs? Nice view at the power line. Another view, one of the mountains over there. I don't know which one that is, but that's one of the ski lodges. I'm not sure if that is Killington or not. I think it is. Beautiful view. Thanks, power line, for getting in the way. A lot of overgrown stuff through this area. Can you say ticks? If I'm not ducking underneath a tree and it's still hitting me, like I just got whacked in the head a couple times right there, then the bushes are overgrown onto the trail, flicking on me. Gonna have to do a lot of tick checks today. Just stopped at this shelter here to have my second breakfast. It was good. I was hungry and thirsty. Been drinking a lot, but been sweating a lot. It's hot today. I don't know if it's that humid, but I'm sweating a lot, that's for sure. But I had goldfish, the pizza flavor, some peanut butter, some Cabot cheese. Starting to run out. Only got like that much of the block left. What do you think? With about 30-ish miles to go until New Hampshire, will the Vermont cheese be finished? Or will Vermont be finished first? That is the question. But then I also had a Nature's Valley peanut butter and chocolate wafer. Those are my favorites of Nature Valley things, because it has peanut butter and chocolate in a wafer. Because you have to have both peanut butter and chocolate. You can't just have one or the other. They're both equally important, and I like to have them both as much as possible. Peanut butter and chocolate. Continuing on this beautiful journey today of ups and downs, going towards Stony Brook. That was Stony Brook Shelter, by the way, but descending about another 400 feet to there, which means I'm going to start ascending soon after that, probably, because that would be quite a bit of descension at that point. But we'll see what the world has for us in the next few miles. Here's a rock and a ladder. There's a reason I don't do construction. I don't do ladders. So coming from up top there, I just came all the way over here and came down this and this instead of coming down a ladder. Why trust a ladder when you can trust a rock? That's what I say. All right, continue on. This is Stony Brook. Stopping here to get some water. There's a bridge here. So maybe I crossed Stony Brook twice. Maybe there's another channel off it, because there's a bridge there. So I'm a little confused. Last year, this was very swollen with the floods. And a gentleman by the name of Robert Kirker from New York in his 60s ended up passing here by drowning in Stony Brook. So maybe it wraps around again. Maybe the trail comes up here and crosses it again without the bridge. I don't know. Or maybe he was just down here like I am to get water. I don't really know the details. But rest in peace, my friend. From one fellow adventurer to another. Take a moment of silence for Robert Kirker. All right, let's carry on. It is so hot. It's not even noon yet. It's definitely above 80 already. We don't ever get to real high elevation today. Pretty much in the low 2000s, I believe, is the highest. Man, it's just, I think I'm about close to 3,000 feet of elevation already. Not even noon yet. I'm not sure of my mileage at this point. I haven't looked lately. Over 10 at least. But 3,000 feet of elevation in 10 miles. It's only 6,000 something for 30 miles, so it has to slow down a little bit. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down. That does not help when it's hot, for sure. I'm keeping as hydrated as I can, though. Drinking a lot. Pretty much constant. That comes from my time in hiking in the desert. I know what I'm supposed to do. Sometimes it's not easy to do it. But sometimes that sweat's pouring out of you faster than you can drink it. But still going strong. Still conquering. No summits today, but miles, heck yeah. Up here somewhere there's a farm stand off to like a couple tenths of a mile off of a road, I could definitely go for a pear or an apple, some ice cream, something to drink. Those kinds of things that make you feel nice and refreshed, if they're open, because this is the 4th of July. So by the time y'all see this, it's going to be way past it, but hope y'all had a good 4th of July. I'm sweating my tushy off today, going up, down, PUDS all day long. But hopefully they'll be open so I could get a little refreshment besides just the creek water. Oh, 13 miles into the day, still toasty warm. Just stopped for water again at a little creek. Filtered 2 liters, drank about a quarter liter down real quick, and then I splashed around in the water, sort of. Didn't really take my shoes and socks off and sit in it or anything because I'm already soaked. So that part is already cool as long as there's a breeze, because I'm soaked with sweat and humidity, mainly sweat. But I splashed my face, my hair, and my beard with that nice cool water, and that lasted for about 20 seconds. And now I'm back on the trail. Time to continue on these PUDS, on this PUDS day, up and down all day long in sweltering heat. Day like today, I want to be at the beach. I don't necessarily want to be walking up and down hills all day long. But this is where I am, and I'm not at the beach. So walking on the hills is what I'll do. I don't normally repeat songs that I've already done on one of the previous videos, but this one is so fitting, if you want to call it a song. It definitely reflects what I'm feeling on the inside right now. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. But seriously, this is the unofficial Vermont roller coaster. Like the roller coaster in Virginia. It's not rocks. It's partially rocks. It's not all rocks. A lot of the roller coaster in Virginia is climbing up and down rocks 10 different times. Quite a bit of elevation. This is a little bit more elevation, I believe. All the climb ups and downs here in this section. And but it's not rocks the whole time. Did have that ladder. Whoa. And apparently a sinkhole. The difference is it's just oppressive today. Every once in a while, like right there, felt a little bit of breeze. That was okay. But just being like mid 80s, this is why I start early. I was dealing with 20-degree at nights. I don't sweat near as bad in that kind of weather. I just pour sweat and my body cannot keep up with that hydration. But I'm not complaining. I'm just venting. It's still beautiful and I still love it in every way. It's just oppressive going up and down and up and down and up and down. I'm a mountain climber at the end of the day, a mountain summiter, let me put it that way. So going up and down and up and down, but never getting the reward of being on top of a summit. That's hard for me to do, hard for me to deal with. But in my mind of minds, I know this just keeps getting me closer and closer to the end of the ultimate reward, which is Mama K, and putting the Appalachian Trail in the bag, along with the, 450 summits or so that I will have crossed by the end. So sometimes you just need to reframe things and put it in perspective. It's up and down, but it's also going forward. And again, if it wasn't so darn hot today and that breeze just kept going constantly, it'd be a lot easier to handle, that's for sure. But it's not. So I got to do what I got to do to handle what I got to do. All right. I don't know if that made sense, but all right. This is a nice little section, nice wide trail. For the most part, the trail's been in really good condition today. There's been rocks in some areas and roots in some areas, but not too bad. Just steep ups, steep downs. But this is rather nice. Could use something flat for once today. It was flat around the pond earlier today. That's about it. Besides that, it's either been going up or going down. Flat is my favorite if I'm not climbing up a mountain. Obviously, that's everybody's favorite because you can make them up the most time on flat ground. Sometimes on a descent like this where it's not too bad, not too many obstacles. And if you move fast enough going downhill, you get a little breeze going in your face, which feels really good. Looks like that little farm stand is going to be closed by the time I get to that area. It closes at 5 if it is open today. I'm probably not going to get there till like 5:30, which kind of stinks because, nice cold drink, some ice cream or something would really hit the spot. I don't know, maybe I'll get lucky and run into some trail magic on one of the roads that I cross. I laugh because they're really, really dirt, stone roads out in the middle of nowhere. Not really anything that people would be at. Now there is one, actually where that farm stand is, I think that's a major road, so could be something there. I'm not going to hold my breath though, because I haven't seen any trail magic. Now when I say trail magic, I mean like, a vehicle setting up with food this year. I had one that was some Gatorade, two that was Gatorade, both out of their trunks pretty much. And then the gentleman who was at the Chestnut Knob shelter that came up there, and had Rebecca at the bottom of the Priest that made me a breakfast sandwich and brought that to me down there and resupplied me. And Derwin and Faye, which paid for a hostel stay and took me out to dinner when I was in Damascus. Lots of people that have helped along the way with donations. Little here and there. It all goes and helps in a big way. David and physics. Actually, there's a couple Davids. Y'all have helped out a lot. Jim and his wife. I'm not real good with names, especially when I'm hot and walking, so I apologize if I'm forgetting. Joanna helps out a little bit each month. Several people that have helped out this year, and they will be receiving a thank you package from me when I get off the trail. So I thank you all for that. It definitely helps out, especially with the medical issues and such that happen. I'm very grateful for all that helped. if you do want to help, it's on each video in the description, a GoFundMe page and my Cash App link. It definitely helps out, especially with as much as that costs getting off with the lime and the tooth extraction and everything. So I didn't even want to go that direction. I don't know why I'm going that direction. Basically just talking about trail magic, and that's trail magic in its own way. Let's see, Pip in Pennsylvania, shuttle driver, Steve in Irwin, Unicoi shuttle driver, some trail magic there that they both gave. Thank you all very much from the bottom of my heart. I make this sound like this is the end. It's not the end. I still got like 475 or something to go. I guess just walking down this road, thinking about it. Hopefully I haven't walked too far where I missed the AT, like going off to the left or right. I've been known to do that before, get distracted with video. So hopefully I didn't just do that here. Anyway, I'm gonna check just to make sure, because I don't want to walk too far if I did that. Because I'm not seeing any blazes up here anywhere on any of these trees. And this is a very wide trail, so it makes me wonder. But anyway, thank you all very much, and all those who will help out in this last push. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you all. Let's continue on. Go to Mama K. Just want to add to what I said there, because I went down so many rabbit holes. I don't think I ever got to my point about trail magic. Wasn't being negative or complaining at all if it came across that way. I'm just simply saying I haven't ran into any serving food out of their trucks or vehicles this year. Like last year, fresh ground 7 times, people doing chicken noodle soup, hot dogs, different kinds of baked potato one time, just a lot of different trail magic. And obviously I started 2 weeks later last year, and I had a quicker pace this year as well, so I got way ahead of that. And even though I slowed down in New Jersey and New York, I was still quite a bit ahead of the bubble and any of the crowds. So obviously that's where most trail magic's going to go, to the crowd, so they can serve as many hikers as possible. And now I'm up here, still ahead of the bubble by a few weeks from the way I'm understanding it, which is awesome. But yeah, just haven't seen any yet. It's not a bad thing at all. Plenty of trail magic in different ways this year, but none of that. And all I was simply saying is, it's still hot today. I was really looking forward to getting a cold drink or ice cream or something. So this would be a good day for some of that trail magic. If there's somebody with some cold drinks down there at that road, which there's not a lot of roads in Vermont, so that's one reason I haven't seen any here, probably, because just not a whole lot of different options where they can park and serve. And still not any crowds up here. I think I've only ran into 2 Thru-Hikers the whole time I've been in Vermont. But anyway, yeah, that's all I was saying. It'd be nice to get a little cold drink down there if possible, but I'm not counting on it, because trail magic is just that. It's supposed to be spontaneous. And just because I'm thirsty doesn't mean it needs to be there. I'm not that selfish. I got plenty of cool water to drink and all these creeks around here. And going to be walking through a couple towns here tomorrow, coming out of Vermont into New Hampshire. So I'll be able to stop and get some cold drinks and probably some food as well. So my blessings are many, and I definitely don't take them for granted. Moving on. Stopped at a shelter to fill up on some water. One source wasn't working or was dried up. The other one, I don't know why I said it wasn't working. It was dried up. So obviously it's not working if it's dried up. The other one, though, there was 2 different sources here, and one was a pipe spring out back, dissension a little bit from the shelter. So got a couple more liters there. I think that makes 8 liters now on the day. A lot of water for sure. Filled that up. Fixed the pipe spring. It wasn't running very good. I thought, I think I could get some more water coming out of this pipe. So I did. Did my plumbing work for those behind me. I would hardly call it plumbing. Just maneuvering the pipe just right so the water's flowing out of it at a stronger flow. so you don't have to sit there for 30 minutes per liter waiting for it to fill up. Anyway, from there, about 6 more miles to where I'm going to camp tonight. This is kind of a little cruisier right now than it has been. About 3 miles from that shelter to a road, and that road is where the farm stand was, or is, that I'm not gonna be able to go to. But basically it was 300 feet up and 1,500 feet down from there. So it's a lot of flat and descension in those 3 miles and not much up. So finally get a little reprieve, because man, it is just so hot today. And my body's just been pushing and pouring sweat. My body feels great. I feel great. I'm worn out though because of the sweat, and really looking forward to sitting down, just drinking a bunch and eating a bunch and getting some of that energy back, electrolytes. But then after that road, there is a real steep ascent, which is about 600, I think, 600 feet in like 0.4 miles. So that one is going to be the last burner of the day, and then I'll come to like a creek, and there's supposed to be some campsites there. This is all obviously the loose plan. You know me, I change plans a lot. I might run into a tent spot before then that I think is perfect and good for me to go, or I might get there and those campsites, which there's a couple of them, I guess, might be taken, and then I'll have to keep going look for something else. And obviously if it gets late enough, I just put my tent anywhere. I don't care. At the end of the day, when I'm ready to quit, I'm going to quit. But that will put me about 25, I think, miles for the day, maybe 26. So good day considering it's been a lot of ups and downs and like 85-degree humid air. This trail here is definitely a lot better than what it has been all day, as it's a lot cruisier and I can actually keep moving with some momentum. Still has the S curves on it, but not as bad. So it hasn't been the most exciting video for y'all, I'm sure, but guess what? It hasn't been the most exciting hiking day for me either. It's gonna happen sometimes. Sometimes it's just the grind. It's still beautiful out here. I did see a bear earlier running away. Couldn't get the phone in time. Unfortunately, that's the way it's been all year. It's my 4th Henry, and all of them have been running away. Didn't get the camera in time except for one of them. But that's okay, because I'm sure there's still some more Henrys out there that want to say hello. I'm here. All right, I'm going to continue on, and sure, you'll see some more views before the day is over. If not, I will see you all tomorrow, but most likely we'll see or hear each other again before this video is over for the day. Let's get it done. I felt like the teacher let the kids out to go to recess, walking in that little field. And then it ended so quickly, it felt like we were all being bad and getting in fights and such, as we had to all go back inside. It's not fair. In the forest all day long, not really getting to see any views outside of the forest at all. Get to go out there and it lasts for a whole 25 seconds. Oh well. Ooh, a field. Beautiful. Look at those skies too. Nice. Finally, a really nice view today. Beautiful. I feel like I've walked up 10 of those today. Here's the view that it felt like I just walked up a wall to get to. That was steep. Not bad. Behind all those trees. Last big climb of the day. Whew. It's too hot for this today. Oh my goodness. I'm ready to set up camp and eat and drink. Yeah. One more time. The last of the night.